Live. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and welcome, pinball fans across the universe. My name is Cale Hernandez, and I'm here with our co host, Serge. And we have brought in a special guest, Raymond Davidson, to recap INDISC 2026. Not only did Raymond compete in the tournament, spoiler, he won the Classics division.
Woo!
Since there may be some people joining us who are like, what is INDISC? INDISC stands for It Never Drains in Southern California, and I believe the name pays tribute to the 1972 hit song It Never Rains in Southern California by Albert Hammond. The song reached a number 5 spot on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 in 1972. INDISC began back in 2012 with only 45 players packed into the back of a sports bar in downtown Riverside, California. After headlining many different venues throughout the years, in 2026, INDISC has now found a new home at the impressive Murrieta Hot Springs Resort. The INDISC Tournament Series is 4 full days of competitive pinball, including the Open IFPA World Championship, Classics Championship, Women's Championship, Youth Championship, Classic Target Match Play Championship, and a high-stakes tournament. This behind-the-scenes view we're about to cover is usually top secret, ultra classified information, but here Ray has agreed to pierce the veil and allow us to enter the mind of a champion.
Ray, welcome.
Thank you.
What do you think of that? Was that a fair? Cale, did you memorize that intro?
That
You
was
like
that was impressive.
I've been working on it all day.
Well, thanks so much, Raymond, for joining us. Welcome to the show. As Cale said, we're trying something new today. All three of us are big fans of competitive pinball. You know, I watch all the major tournaments and we see amazing moments from the greatest players in the world. But I thought that what was missing in our hobby is a tournament highlight show, some place where the best moments of a major tournament like INDISC are highlighted for all the fans out there to show off how amazing competitive pinball is. And to do that, we've invited one of the GOATs himself, Raymond Davidson. RayDay, welcome to the show. What do you want to say?
Ooh, well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to watch some of the highlights and yeah, kind of just talk through, where you're at in the game when you're as if you were playing it, and also just commentate on what we're seeing. And yeah, I don't really know what else to expect, but I'm here for the ride.
Let's do it. And you've seen the show before, Raymond. You know that we're crazy, right?
I'm enthusiastic,
Bordering on crazy.
passionate.
Yeah, I'm gonna push you guys. I know, Cale, that you operate your own pinball arcade and have worked for Marco Specialties for years. And Raymond, of course, you work at Stern Pinball, and clearly you guys are into this. But I'm going to see if I could push you guys to the limit of how into this you are. That's what we're going to find out on today's episode. And I want to explain how we're going to do this. I've watched all of INDISC 2026, which just happened this past weekend, as I watch all the major tournaments. And while I watched, I noted all the times of the amazing moments during that tournament, everything from your epic win, RayDay, on the game Suspect, and we'll watch that, which was nuts, by the way, to Daniele blowing up Whitewater, to Smithereens in the finals for the main tournament, and we're going to rewatch those clips. Some of the clips will be brief, just an awesome moment, a great save, a controversial TD ruling, stuff like that. But for other highlights, we'll watch all of a single ball from a single player that destroyed a game with a crazy score. And this is the first time something like this, to my knowledge, has ever been attempted. On our show here, we usually do really long, deep dives into pinball code. But like I said, I'm really passionate about the competitive side of pinball. So, and even though I don't personally get to travel to tournaments right now, but you'll see me in a few years, right? So just please let us know in the comments if you like this sort of breakdown, actually, because if you do, we'll do more of it. Last thing to say is I want to give a shout out to Matt and Amy, of course, from Aimless Pinball. They're the ones who streamed INDISC the entire weekend, and they've given us permission to rewatch their stream. So thank you both so much. Wait, Cale, is that true, by the way?
Which part?
Did they give us permission to watch their stream?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Matt said have fun with it.
All right, good. I love to hear it.
They even streamed classic target match play finals too on Friday. Yeah, they streamed everything.
That is very true. Sorry, go, Cale.
Well, and they did a great job, and we have to hand it to them for on short notice. Carl D'Angelo usually streams it. He was a little under the weather, had to stay home, and so they stepped up and they did a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose, I guess with that, are you guys ready? We need to lock in. All
Yeah,
right,
let's
so
go.
Rock it.
Get
let's
locked
go.
in.
So we're going to start with the big classics tournament. That spoiler, you won RayDay. John Choppel, by the way, our own John Choppel won last year, and they got his name wrong on the banner, but maybe they'll fix that.
Oh
Um,
no!
they
How do
mixed
you?
it up
What did they
with the.
do?
They put him on the classics target one, and they put the other guy who won the classics target on the main classics, like the known
Oh
classics tournament. You
wow!
know,
I mean, I guess a banner's a banner, and each person did get on a banner, so it's not the worst
he's on the
mistake.
banner. I agree. But let's get to it. So I'm going to share my screen here, and all right, I'm going to start off with basically some of the pictures that defined the tournament, if you will, gentlemen. So you all can see this, I hope. This is your your big victory, RayDay, on Suspect, and we will show this later. I thought it'd be fun to
Suspense.
show. What's that?
It's called suspense, not suspect.
Suspense. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
Suspense. I messed that up. And then we'll show some pics of the main later. For example, this is like I think the most classic pic for me because we've got Dante here with the shirt of Daniele and Johnny Monica, while Daniele and Johnny Monica are behind him. Some sort of Italian convention there, if you will.
Wow.
But we'll get through all of that. But I want to start off with the classics and starting off round one with a very crazy stacked group, which was Future Spa and on Future Spa. And yes, these are all the clips ready to go. So we're going to do that and we're going to make it full screen here. And the first thing I want to show with Future Spa, if I may, is on Future Spa, you've got these inline drops like a lot of classic games from that era, things like Paragon and Hot Doggin, for example. And there's a few ways to get at those drops, and most players would probably go for those drops right away. And I was going to ask you, Ray, what do you do when you step up to the game, and how do you approach hitting those drops?
I use the right flipper, and if the ball's not on the right flipper, I'll tap to the right flipper. Because no matter what, you want to hit at least that first drop because it lights your spinners. But then, you want to try to get 6x, obviously. And then where things kind of differ is what happens once you get all the drop targets down. I have my own strategies. Some people have different strategies. So I'm curious to see if we get to see what people do.
Yeah, and just to show, like you said, the first target is light spinner, then it goes 2x bonus, then 4x bonus, and then 6x bonus, and then there's a target in the back. And I would say, I mean, this is a physically hard game that it drains a lot, but the code is interesting that it just really amps your bonus X so quickly. It's not like Paragon that makes you fight for it. You have to get 2 drops down in Paragon before you get to the third drop that's 2x. Here it's just like here's a bunch of bonus. It's like another game like this is maybe Hot Doggin, where it just gives you big bonus
You
3x
get 3x
right away.
with one target.
Right, 3x.
Yeah.
Like Hot Doggin is the babyest one,
Yeah.
one of all of these. If I had to say, like Hot Doggin and then Spa and then Future Spa and then Paragon of like coding intensity and punishment, And so I want to show first the way Colin approaches this, and his approach is to do what he would call, and I think he's coined the term. I don't know if you'll agree, is the sexy backhand, which is the roll up. So let's watch that.
The old. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, so he's
wow.
Yeah, that's like an interesting approach. Do you ever do that on other games like Hot Doggin, Ray, or is it just, or do you always rely on like the right flipper on these inline drops, kind of
I
those
mean,
games?
on Hot Doggin, it's a good idea because I haven't found a great way to transfer the ball on Hot Doggin because it seems like the tap pass is almost never there on Hot Doggin. The post pass doesn't work because the slings are like giant, and the alley pass doesn't always work because the slings are also it's kind of weird. So I definitely like that on a Hot Doggin, but on this Future Spa and most Paragons, I found tapping is just way more consistent.
Well said. I think this is such a tap pass kind of game where, there's so many games that test different like skills, but I think Future Spa is like up there with Harlem Globetrotters and maybe Paragon as games that you really benefit from learning how to tap pass. Would you buy that too?
Yeah, because I mean, you don't want to alley. You're gonna do what happened to Colin. We actually just saw it happen, where he alleyed it into the into the death hole.
Yeah, I'll show that right there. Let's show. Sorry, let me get my. Yeah, right there is the death hole. We could agree with that. So let's look at the next one I wanted to show is like a good ball from Escher on right here on this Future Spa. And what makes this a good ball, like first he gets the skill shot, and the skill shot, I'll just point it out right, just give me a second, I'll point it out right, there it is, like this arrow. And what's so good about it is it gets you, this gate moves so that if it goes through this lane, instead of going to the out lane, it goes to the in lane. And that does happen frequently. How meticulous are you, Ray, about your plunges? Like, are you Tim Hansen level writing things down in books? Or you feel, what's your approach?
I definitely go by feel, and I mean that's almost the better way to do it because even different spot, like you could do the same spot, but depending on how you let go, it'll do something different. So you really have to feel the tension like as you're releasing and make sure it's the same sort of vibe. Kind of like I don't know, follow throughing in baseball or pool. It's kind of like a feel. And I was able to get that skill shot. I don't know, spoiler alert, if there's any clips of me later. I think I got it all three balls, and all three balls went down the right out lane.
Right. Now, I chose not to show those clips. I believe me, I promise I have clips of you later, right, where you had like really good balls, but just that I didn't think that merited the clip. I thought you deserved better than that.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. And so let's watch Escher do this here. He's got the skill shot, and you'll see that out lane light in just a moment. So you could see it there on the bottom left with the lit arrow. Hits the drop. And here's his tap, or it will be.
That was sort of in between a bailout and a sexy backhand. That was kind of neat.
You're so right. Yeah, I guess he didn't yet get control of it, but still is making something out of it. That's a ski pass version, which is another good approach, right?
Yeah. The drop catch. Sexy drop catch. Dang. Ooh.
Wow.
There you go. Boom. And then once he gets control, it's onto the tap pass. And I don't know if it's... Sorry, you're going to say, Ray.
I was going to say, I wasn't convinced that just hitting that target over and over again was the play, but he's making it look pretty good. Okay, now he's deviated a little bit.
Yeah, maybe I could talk about... Sorry, you go.
I said, is it ball 1? No, it's ball 3. Never mind.
Yeah, this is ball 3, and I was going to explain just the scoring of those drops. After you get the 6x and then the stand-up is lit, on a competition setting, I believe the next thing is extra ball, which is worth 25,000, and then after that, then it's special, which is worth 50,000, and then after that, it just is permanently 20,000 at that point. So it's up to, is 20,000 points enough to hit that stand-up? Is the question.
Right. It depends. Sometimes you'll see that spot letter is lit, and then it definitely is, but it's not always lit. It seems to alternate between a couple different places.
Yeah, here's this spot letter, as you point out, and that's lit randomly by pop bumpers. I believe it's on a 3-switch cycle, so every 3 switches, essentially, it goes to, and it's also by slings and pop bumpers, so every 3 switches of those, it's lit, and then, like you said, it's especially worth it. Okay. Well, we do. He plays the rest of the ball. We could watch the rest of it, but I think he'll.
Yeah, I want
to
comment on that candy cane shot. So he's doing that because it builds your bonus. So if it was ball 1, it makes even more sense to rush the candy cane. So target, 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 and then candy cane because you're getting those letters for the rest of the game. I'm kind of interested why he switched because he was doing so good just grinding the 20Ks, and then he was like, well, now I kind of want some letters. It's like on ball 1 that would make sense because you want the letters, but on ball 3 I don't know, maybe he just wanted to shoot something else. I'm not sure.
It's a good question. Yeah, ball one, it makes sense because I believe in this game there's a super bonus if you fully spell Future Spa, and then another
Right.
super bonus if you spell it again as a second time, and then you're not allowed to spell it the third time. You could get right up to the edge of spelling it, and then it reverts back down. It's sort of
Right,
the
you
same
actually
rules as
lose
hot dogging.
points.
Right, right. You don't want to spell it the third time because it reverts back down just like hot dogging does.
Yeah.
Um,
What's
and
interesting is I
yeah,
actually I kind of go for a different strategy where, especially on ball 1 where I only have like one letter, like I plunge the top lane, I have one letter, it comes down, drop, drop, drop. I'll actually tap pass to the right flipper and hit the left spinner because this one, the spinner was pretty juicy and it was able to make it back up top on the left side. It was not able to make it up top on the right side, so that was kind of a don't bother. But that shot right there, I found could get it up top, and I like doing that. You know, early on, ball 1 and 2, get more letters, get more spins, get some points on the board. Whereas the candy cane, it only starts at it says 2,000 or something, and it's only one letter versus the left orbit is maybe 15,000 from spins plus one letter plus maybe more. And either way, you're dealing with random pop feeds. So I found more EV going after the left orbit than the candy cane early on. But once you've gotten too many letters, then to get those last couple letters, you want to razor in on the candy cane, try to finish your future spot so it relights everything.
and it's such a good point because, like you're saying, that if you don't have a lot of letters, like at the beginning of the game, you light the spinner. It's very good to hit that because you'll get some letters. You don't need to spot a letter at that point, which is what the candy cane gets you, right? So, like you're saying, like maybe towards the end when you're, nearly fully spelled it, but you just need one or two more letters, then you might want to spot it because it's hard to get a specific letter otherwise. Is that fair?
Hmm.
Awesome. Really, really good point. So that's kind of what I wanted to show from this first round of a very stacked group. This group, by the way, was
This
Colin
group is
McAlpine.
insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. Colin McAlpine, Noah Sicard, which is I think like Escher's protege, if I understand it, and who's been playing like crazy good the past year. Escher, ZMAC of course, and Escher. That's just a nuts group to start. This is round one of the classics, to be clear, which is
And
crazy.
there's no
They,
buy.
yeah,
So you're out.
right.
You get 17th place. It's like brutal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Now they ended up playing Paragon and Viking. Escher and Noah ended up moving on after a Viking. There weren't like amazing balls to show on those, and I will show more Paragon games later and so forth. So with that, I thought I would go to the next game, which is actually yours, RayDay. This was your first of two tiebreakers that day. So let's start with that. Tell us your mindset. What's it like to play two tiebreakers? Does it make you feel more motivated, less motivated? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean it was definitely I was excited just to be alive because it didn't start off very good with missing. I had a heartbreaker game 1 on Sorcerer where I missed Jermaine by like it was like 1.9 to 2 million or maybe 2.9 to 3 million. It was one of those we both did good and I fell short. I needed one more spinner rep. So losing that made me sad. And then on the next game, or the next couple games, I don't know, I fell short again. And so I was just happy that I had a way to move on after basically kind of blowing it multiple times in a row. So I was like, here's one more chance. Don't blow this one. If you blow this one, I will take a bow. I'll be like, all right, you gave me enough chances. It wasn't meant to be.
And bow is a good word choice because this is bow and arrow that you have to play. And I'm sure I think I've seen you play this before, and it's like a pretty very clear rule set of what you're supposed to do. You hit either spinner, which raises the value of the left orbit, and once you've raised it to your satisfaction of sufficiently enough, and I'll ask you what's your satisfaction, then you just hit the left orbit as many times as possible until you drain the ball. Any thought there, like, do you have a spinner preference? Do you have a number at which you then hit the left orbit? What's your strategy going into it?
I found, a lot of people like to backhand the spinners. I found forehanding them worked just fine, especially because you get a lot of power. And the angles kind of, the backhand I saw sometimes would kind of clunk back and stop itself from spinning. But I've also seen that on the forehands. But on this one, I was working with the forehands and they seemed good, so I kept doing them. And I usually, I want at least four bare minimum, preferably 5. Because anything less than 4, you could just be hitting these green circles for 3,000 each. So I usually try to get it at least halfway is kind of my goal. Um, and what's nice is on this one, I was alley passing, and every once in a while, you'd actually alley pass into the bonus advance, which is really overpowered if it actually works, because that's exactly what you want to do. Is just pass
Because
it
then
to
you
the
might avoid
flipper.
the spinner, right?
Right, yeah, because the spinner, is not safe, so you got to survive the 1 or 2 shots at the beginning. But once you get dialed in, the kick out on this one always went to a flipper, and so it felt really in your hands on how to deal with it. It wasn't a free, you could over live catch it, you could hit it the wrong time, you could definitely lose the ball, but it always gave you a chance, and so that's why I chose this game, just because I felt with 5 balls you get more chances, and then also once you get your chance, it's kind of all on you to see how far you can push that ball before your bonus resets.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. Caleb, have you played bow and arrow before?
Sorry, I was muted. Man, I may have back in Banning at the Museum of Pinball. I played so many games out there that man, I've forgotten all of them. Uh, yeah, but possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it's a fun game, and I think a game like this comes down to me of the feed. Like how do you handle specifically once you get the saucer? Because you're going to hit that shot over and over and over again, and it seemed like you were trying to live catch it. Do you think that's like the best play on this sort of game?
Yeah, I felt that was pretty consistent. I've seen people dead pass, but the dead pass can just vary wildly, whereas the live catch seemed to only vary kind of within that sling triangle where it would, because the slingshot wasn't like super sensitive, even if you over caught it, it would kind of just roll back down the sling and you could get it again. The only problem would be is if you super sent it all the way over into the left out lane, which I did do, I think, once. Um, but yeah, other than that, the live catch was working pretty good. Um, yeah, you can see. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, so see how it. Now that was, I don't know what I was doing there. That was like an indecision of whether to shoot the spinner or catch it. I think was this ball 1? Yeah, so I'm a little
This ball
jittery.
one.
I think I just don't want to like bozo right away. So I'm just like, just give me some ball time,
Yeah.
So I was still kind of, getting my feet wet, feeling it out a little bit.
One of the nice things about trying to do the live catch is sometimes you may not get the live catch, and it sort of pops up, but then goes into the left in lane and gets you another bonus advance.
Right. Ooh, that was nice.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it
Uh,
looks like I was still going for a little bit more spinner action. Ooh, okay. So now I'm probably gonna transition. Yeah. Now we're cashing.
because that 4K.
Yeah. It's
Hmm.
like just enough. It looks like I got up to 5K somehow.
Yeah, I didn't get that
Nice.
either.
I think a spinner maybe triggered somehow. Oh, that was
Great live
sweet.
catch. Very sticky.
I love
And we
this game too because that collect shot is pretty forgiving. Like you just send it anywhere near the end of the flipper and it goes up there. This copy especially didn't reject. I've played ones where half the time it would reject, and that is always, that's really annoying. But this one, all the games at INDISC, man, Jim Belcito just he knows how to set them up. They're really taken care of.
Yeah, and the spinners spin left for days, right? Like that's the in lane that I'm talking about, right there. Like a little pop
Yeah.
up, but it worked okay. And you advance your bonus anyway. Now it's worth 9K. Were
hmm
you licking your lips at the score that you had to beat? On the screen, it says 71K.
Yeah, I definitely was happy that it wasn't something obscene, but I was also, it wasn't like a total bozo. It was like, okay, I could see myself getting less than that, so I need to lock in. So it was like just the perfect amount of locking in, because if it was too high, I'd be kind of out of it, and if it was too low, I'd overthink it. So it was like, you know, lock in.
Yeah, and Mark, you were playing against Marcus Virginen, who's an amazing player from
He
Finland,
chose
and
to go first, which I
oh,
thought
is
was
that right? He
interesting.
chose to go first, especially on. Oh, that's so interesting, especially on bow and arrow, where it's like really helpful to know what you need.
Exactly, yeah, because if he blew it up, then I'm like, well, I'm not taking any less than 10. So I think that was just, yeah, I don't know about that decision, but if he intimidated, maybe he just wanted to get it out of the way and set the bar, and you know,
Right. Now, who has the most interesting stance in pinball? Is it Marcus Verdinen or Lyman Sheets?
I think Marcus takes the cake on that one. He all parts of his bodies are kind of outside the normal boundary box that you would see.
Yeah, I wonder. I was gonna see if I could just show it because it's just so unique. So he puts his leg under it, like one leg under the table, one leg under the machine, and then the other leg way behind, and then like really leans down with his gloves like that. And he's a great player. He took Johannes to like Game 7 a while
He beat
back.
Escher, yeah, knocked out Escher.
Right, right. He's crazy good. So it was worth just showing. He's a great player. Didn't have an amazing game on this, but he's a great player.
He still
all
put
right.
up a respectable score though
Yeah,
under
he did.
pressure. You know, like
He did.
You know, it's still something that I had to do. So yeah, mad respect to Marcus.
100%. Okay. Anything else we want to say about this before moving on? After this first tiebreaker you had, we'll catch up with the second one in a bit.
I think that's it. That's bow and arrow.
Okay, that's bow and arrow for you. All right, we're going to go to this next clip. Is okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. All right, hold on. I'm gonna be nice about this. All right. I'm not gonna show a full game of Time Fantasy like that would be insane, and you'd all hate me for that. But what I thought I would do, because I find it to be the most boring game in the world to watch. What do you think, Kale? Because I know you watched it too, and then I'll the same for RayDay.
Oh, I'm just looking at the art on this game. I want this.
Oh, it's a beautiful art.
This needs
You
to
like
be,
the psychedelic
yeah.
stuff, right?
This
Dude,
needs
the
to be at the
snail
back.
looks like he did some serious. I don't know.
He's done. Yeah, he's done some things.
He's there. He's locked in. Come on.
Yeah, hold on. I want to make sure I get the right one in there. That is even crazier. Let's get that one. That's what I want to see. Okay. So I wanted to show the traditional way to play this game, and then get your take on how you play it. Tim Hansen is playing it the traditional way, and the traditional way is incredibly boring and slow and patient, to play this game. Do you want to walk through it, Ray? Or I assume you know.
I
Not to put you on
mean,
the
you
spot.
literally just hit the time shot over and over. I mean, you have to time it correctly, but wait for the letter to appear that you don't have, and then hit that target in the back. So see how it goes, TIME. Wow, it's really moving too. They set it up harder for finals because people were putting up really long games on it in qualifying. So in finals, they made that move twice as fast, and they took out the inlane rubbers. But yeah, you basically, the points are almost secondary. The primary objective is just to spell time because that gives you a ball save. And then once you have your ball save, I've seen people just drain over and over again to basically get lanes up top. But you could also use the ball save to shoot horseshoes or just whatever.
Yeah, what makes this even worse on the timing is there's a 50K light here that every so often turns on. So he's just waiting for that to turn on, and then he's going to hit it.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that. That's like level 2 of annoying and waiting forever.
Correct. That's the one that kills me. That is I could stand everything else, but that one really kills me. So now look at him. He's going to roll the eyes, but this is the most patient man in pinball, I think. Of all the many, and there's a lot of patient people out there that will take it crazy levels, but I'm going to give Tim Hansen the most very controlled, exceptionally controlled. So he's waiting again. He doesn't even have any letters, so he doesn't have to worry about the time where it's going to hit. He has to spell all of it, right? Or I guess he has the T rather, so he doesn't want to hit it when it's on the T. But he's going to wait till that 50, and only then will he go. And it's really a long time before it turns on.
Wow.
I just want to show you what that feels like. Should I put it on 2x, by the way? Yeah, there's they're drawing the 50K.
So tell me, is what's worse, Tim taking his time on the Time Fantasy, or last year when everybody was letting the modes on Galactic Tank Force time out?
Oh yeah, I sure did that.
Well, at least that led to something. This just leads to more Time Fantasy.
Yeah. Now, by the way, you might not have noticed this, but I put it on 2x right now. I'm not going to show a lot of videos on 2x, but I am going to show Time Fantasy on 2x. I wanted to at least show what it takes to play this game well, and he had one of the top qualifying scores.
He's only at 100K too.
Oh yeah.
Is that inlane worth 10K? I would just maybe shats that. I don't know.
And it builds up. Yeah, that's true. And it actually, a lit inlane builds up the length of time on your Time Fantasy. So the goal of spelling time is you get into this ridiculous lengthy time mode called fantasy time. Some people call it snail time because that's snail in there and it moves very slowly. So every time he goes through that lit in lane, he's adding time here on the back glass where it's a 75. So that's 75 seconds if he were to spell
Holy
time.
snail, that is so much time.
That's a lot of time, right? And the worst part is, sometimes like pinball seconds are different than regular seconds, but this is different than all other time in that you're plunging and then draining, and it's not actually 75 seconds. It's like 5 minutes. And this again is on 2x, I want to stress. So he's waiting right now till it hits the E when he hits the stand up. So he's probably going to wait till it hits the robes on the letter T, then try to hit it so it matches the letter E right there, and he didn't get it yet, and he's going to keep on doing this. I just want to show at least one time what it's like to spell time fantasy at this high level of insanity. All credit to Tim. California champ, I believe, right? Maybe.
Oh my God! How long did Arvid play for? Or was he going for loops, horseshoes?
Well, that's what I'm going to show next, the Arvid way to play, because that's Tim is playing the traditional way, but Arvid is playing his own way. All right, so then he's like, okay, that's great. Now he takes a break because now he's going to have, it's at 74 seconds right now. He's going to have 74 seconds to do nothing but plunge and then drain. Plunge and then drain, plunge and then drain. And what happens during this time is you try to spell but get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the top lanes. And when you get all top lanes, it advances your playfield multiplier, which is here on the left orbit, 2x and then 3x and then 4x and then 5x. And it also collects a value here that you're going to see lit at the top as he gets these lanes. So you could get like 90K times 5x, 450,000 if you do it appropriately. Is anything you would add to that, Ray?
Yeah, I wasn't aware exactly how the points happen. Is the left orbit, at some point you have to hit that though to activate your playfield multiplier?
No, actually, as soon as the playfield multiplier is activated by getting top lanes, all 5 of them. And when you get all 5 top lanes, it moves you up 1 level, 2x playfield. But that 2x playfield is only relevant for the fantasy time that you're in. So it goes away once fantasy time goes away. So it's in the very timed mode that you're in is the playfield multiplier. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So let's show what Tim does. Tim even takes it further. Like I said, he waited for the 50K, but he takes it even further. So he's an amazing plunger, and I'll show you what I mean. So he's got 1 lane. Now he's going to drain as fast as possible. And you see now it's at 67 seconds on the back glass.
It doesn't even subtract time when you drain. Oh my goodness.
Right. And you see he lit all top 5, right? And then when you do that, now he's at 2x. That's why that 2x is lit on the orbit there. I'll draw that here, for example. And then it gets even a little sillier. After you light all your top 5 lanes, what happens next is you get a roving arrow, a roving insert here on your top lanes. And if you happen to plunge it when it's roving and you go in the lit lane that's roving, it awards you a letter in time so that if you play this exactly right, as Tim will here, that you can, if you're a perfect plunger, and Tim is, I believe, the best plunger in all pinball. That's what I believe. He writes it down, it's meticulous, and you'll see what I mean. He's going to get every single roving top lane, and the value of that is it gets rid of needing to hit that 3 times, that stand up to spell 3 out of 4 letters. So here's what he's going to do. And again, this is on 2x speed, I want to stress.
So you come out of it and then you have it lit again.
Right. So he just awarded, that's why the letter T is now awarded, because he went through that roving insert.
Now, why was it flashing? Because he had just completed a level?
Correct. As soon as you complete a level, it then starts flashing. And it goes away once you go through another in lane, but so then he's going to still drain out. And so if he does this right, here's what he's going to do. That's crazy. So now it's not lit anymore. And he's just going to keep on draining and get to more lit letters. It's going to keep on draining, get this last one, drain again. And then we have the exact same situation. So he's going to wait till it's on the 1, then plunge. Then it goes in the 3.
Wow,
again,
holy
exactly
shit.
Right. And if you notice, they're highlighting it right here for us. Then he gets the letter I, in that. Does that make sense?
Wow.
And all of this is in limited ball save, right? During the time. He's at 38 seconds now, counting down 36, 35. You see how it's slow? It doesn't even count when you're plunging.
The score has gone up, but not by
Correct.
huge margins.
It's not huge. It's a grind.
How do you get the 10x multiplier? Oh, I guess 10x times 30 is
That's
still not even that much.
that's bonus X.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not worth it. So he gets it again
Wow.
in the 3. And now if you notice, now he spelled TIM without having to actually hit it. So what he's going to do when he comes out of fantasy time, or snail time, if you will, then he only needs one more shot to restart fantasy time, and you could do that ad nauseum. And I believe he was, and I will show it here.
And you can trap up and wait for the time to expire too, so you don't even have a risk. You just wait. You know, when you have 5 seconds left, just trap up and. Wow.
Yeah, it's
Now, what happens
absolutely.
if you got the skill shot and got the E in time while you're in the
It does
time
not
zone?
award it to you. It does not let you spell the last letter. So in other words, you cannot extend the fantasy time any further while you're in fantasy time. You could only set up for your next fantasy time.
Okay.
Kale, you liking this so far?
Yeah, this is amazing.
All right, so here we go again. So now he's going to play it for. Doesn't care about the advancing anymore. He's at 9 seconds left. Lets it drain. Get some more. And if you notice, by the way, sorry, I meant to say, if you notice these lights at the top here. Every time he's been, I'll just draw it here. Every time he's been going through the top lanes, that's been advancing for him too. 30K, 60K, 90K. So that's why, and then here's his playfield multiplier, which is at 4x right there. So every time he got these top lanes now, it would be 4 times 90 or 360K.
Wow.
And then let's go to just show the final thing here, which is nuts. All right, so now he's in play, but now all he has to do is hit the E, and then he's in this thing again, and he's going to do the exact same thing. I just want to show him getting into it, and then I won't show
He
anymore.
doesn't go for the backhand. He insists on the right flipper.
Absolutely insist on it. All right, here we go. He will get it again, and it's worth showing. And notice he's still waiting for the 50K light to turn on. Because every little point matters to him. Most patient man in pinball, best plunger in pinball. That's my claim. There he gets it,
Yeah.
and now we're doing it again.
Wow, that one drained too. If he didn't do the
Perfect.
plunging, he would have been screwed because that
Correct.
last shot went straight to the outlane.
Right, and look at this perfect plunge again to once again get the roving top lane.
Wow.
Tell me he's not the
did
best
not
in
know
business,
you could
Ray.
plunge that good. I am sold. Tim Hansen, plunge legend.
Yeah, I want to increase the appreciation of what he's doing. You know, he takes it to a completely other level. He gets it literally every single time. Literally every single time. All right, I probably should. You don't want to see any more Time Fantasy, right? Because this is obviously they after this game they took it out of of Indisk on the grounds that it's insane. So look, he's waiting for it to go to the 1.
Oh,
And then he
is
knows
that
where
what happened? So this was finals, but they only played it once in finals, and then it was gone.
Yep, exactly. All right, are we done? Is that okay to exit from Tim Anson doing this?
Yes, please.
All right, I'd like to
Unchain
now
them.
show. I'm sorry to spend all this time on Time Fantasy, but I want to show another way to play it. Most people do try to play it the way Tim played it, but Arvid is an all mushroom loop kind of guy. So the way the mushroom loop works is you hit the arrow that's lit, and the inlanes will change which arrow is lit. And Arvid really cares about the arrow being on this side, right here, not on. He cares about the arrow being over here.
Is that because it's an easier shot? There's a guide rail, so your angle can be more forgiving. I'm assuming.
Number one, yes, but it's actually the feed that he cares about on the way back. So what he does is he hits this shot, dead bounces off the flipper into here, and does it again and again and again and again and again. And the reason you do that is if you make that shot, every time you make that shot, it actually increases the value of that shot. Think about it like 8-ball deluxe, the left orbit, you know, how it raises it up. And the max value, he's already at it in this clip. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because he's already at like, 4 or 5 million or whatever. And so it becomes 100K. So it's just 100K per shot. And then you don't have to wait. You don't have to plunge fancy. You just
Now,
do this thing.
Could you do this during the time and get 5x that? Or 6x or whatever?
100%, and he does that at some point in the game as well. I could have shown that, but
Well,
that would
let's
have
see
taken.
a couple shots here. I want to see.
All right, let's do
how
it.
does he-
All right, let's do it.
Oh wow! So it's literally a one flipper game for him. Oh, that
Correct.
time he live.
Yeah, he
catch.
knows when it's not perfect, but let's watch him. You'll see.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. His read on this was amazing.
Now, interestingly enough, he holds up his right flipper when he aims for some reason. I don't, is that
Swedish thing.
just a habit, I guess? I don't know. Or is
Most
it
of the
like a
time they did.
deflection technique if you miss?
I think it's a timing thing. I don't know. That's what I've heard. I thought you would know.
I don't. Wow, it's mesmerizing.
It is. Look at his score, by the way. He's at 1.7, now 1.8.
Holy moly. Is it 100K at a time?
100K at a time once you max it out. So it takes like 6
But-
shots to max it out.
But he's locked into that shot.
Correct.
I didn't know you could change which. I would have assumed the arrow would alternate every time you hit it, but it does not.
That's what the ROM should do, right? For this,
Yeah.
but-
Oh, well, then you would just, I guess, mix in another inlane, but I'd remove that aspect too, I suppose.
Right. And maybe
Wow,
I'll
very,
get-
very cool. Okay,
now
so
look
who
at-
ended up winning this? I'm guessing Arvid?
Yeah, and if you notice, he just moved the line because he accidentally went through an in lane, and so now look at the arrows on the other side. So now he's not going to do it. And by the way, if you go through the wrong lane, it actually lowers your mushroom level.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's kind of punishing actually. You don't want to go
Rude.
reverse. You don't want to go
Wow.
reverse. It lowers the value. That's some nasty coding on that.
Like some Jaws Scars mode.
Correct. So look. So now he's going to go through the in lane, just so he can move it back, and do the exact same thing
Man, that
over
is
and over and over again.
some interesting, obscure strategy. It doesn't tell you anywhere that the lanes change that. So someone or him was taught that happens because I had no idea.
I agree, and there's a lot of things to love about Arvid's game, but one of the things is he's like innovative, like he
Yeah.
comes up on these games that are like 40 years old, like completely new strats. I've seen Time Fantasy being played quite a bit, but I never really saw it played the way he's playing it.
Never in my life. Everyone always is like, no, you just do the time tube. This is sick.
Right.
I mean, combine the strats and then you get 5x. I could see that. But this is a nice way to kind of set some score so that you don't get nothing if you fail at the time tube. So I like that aspect of it.
All right, should I spare you the rest of this where he goes
Yeah,
to
I
like
think- I
6,
think
7
we're
million
good.
or whatever? You get the idea?
Does that 100K hold between balls or does it reset?
It does hold to be. Wait, actually, you know what? I don't think it holds between balls. No, I don't think so. Anyway, it's 6
So
shots,
Dustin
and
in
he's willing to
chat-
make them.
Shout out to Dustin in chat. He crushed our open finals round. He was saying he holds up the flipper as a defense in case he maybe shoots the slingshot like he's too late and he accidentally bozos it into the sling or into the target or something, just to have a flipper to block the ball, I suppose.
Yeah, and big shout out to Dustin, also a friend of the pod, by the way. But I will show a video of his later, I
Yeah.
promise.
He was actually just in that video, sitting down behind Arvid.
Oh, such a good point. Cal, you are paying attention.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll stop, but you get the idea, right? I've established the idea of what this guy is doing on this is just nuts. All right, I found it mesmerizing. I find that more entertaining than I very much incredibly respect what Tim is doing, but I don't find it entertaining. I do find this somehow entertaining and mesmerizing, but it's not about me. It's about how they do on the game. I get that.
I think the iteration cycle is just a lot faster, so you get feedback faster. So
Yeah,
it's more
exactly.
intense.
Exactly. All right, so enough of that nonsense. I am done there. I think, Tim, by the way, I was hoping to find, hold on, I was hoping to find, let me just do it for a second here. It's worth showing here if you're curious. Time Fantasy, here's top scorers, 13 million from ZMAC, and Tim had 12.7. To the extent I remember, and if you want to remind me, I have it up here if we want to check what the top scores were as we go along to give you a sense of what
Now,
it takes to get a score like that.
Here's something interesting. Scroll down to the bottom and see how many numbers there are. So 143 entries. Now look at any other game. I bet you it'll be double that.
Oh, that's such a good point. All right, we got Aladdin's Castle, 218. We've got Argosy, 204. Yeah, everything is over 200, and like you said, it's just the longest game, 248. For
Now that's
Paragon.
actually interesting. So look at Paragon. Look at how many zeros there are. So if you have a really good card going into game 5, you should never pick Paragon because you could get a 0. Time Fantasy, what's the lowest value you can get?
Such a good point there. TFA, yeah.
You get 50 points for pressing the start button.
You know what? Such a good point. That's great
for
insight.
23,000 for
There
pressing
we
the
go.
start
Ladies and
button.
gentlemen, I told you we'd see some hacks here.
That's a great hack. I love that logic. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Yeah, so if you guys want to remind me to look at those as we go along, I'm happy to. Let's go to the next one. And this, oh no, I'm not doing it again. I promise. I won't. You can't make me. Um, there was probably more in there, but I'm not going to do it. All right, let's go to maybe that, I think. All right, so now we go to Joker Poker. Like I said, greatest plunger in pinball. This is the thing I want to focus on this one here on Joker Poker, because a lot of people play Joker Poker and know the rules of it already, I think. But extra balls are on. And my opinion, Ray, and I want you to see what you think about this, is it becomes really critical to plunge the C lane. And I'll tell you my logic here. So ABC will light your extra ball, and you could play your extra balls as it says in the sign. ABC will light your extra ball on this target. Also, the aces light your extra ball. Aces and Joker will light your extra ball there too. But ABC, just those 3 switches will light it, right? Now, B you get from in lanes, and you're going to get in lanes. You could shats it if you need to, or it just might fall into an in lane. So B is a gimme. You don't want to plunge into the B. That's sort of a waste. Between C and A, C is better on the grounds that not only do you get the C out of the way, but it goes through the pop bumper, and you're often going to go back up and maybe get more letters. That's my logic. Ray, what do you say to that?
Yeah, I think that's solid. Also, you can probably plunge the C more reliably if you're patient. And I'm guessing we're
Correct.
going to see Tim about to.
You got it. You didn't think this was going to be a show about plunging, but man, this guy takes it to another level. He's just literally the best plunger in pinball. And you're going to see why. You're going to see this point here. He will take his time with every single. I won't show every one of his plunges, but every single plunge in Joker Poker, he's going for the C.
Who's that bozo behind him there talking?
That could be anybody. Not looking at all his impressive plunges that you could be learning from.
Oh yeah, he wants it. Oh, and Ron Hallett's there too. Fun.
Tom Graff in the back. All right, look at
Tom
the
Graff,
C.
yeah. Oh, we got the C. Look at that. So he just
And then
was patient, and it went back up. It didn't get the A, but hey, I
got
mean
the
the
B,
B
though.
is nice, and now you can get the A if you send it up there enough.
Right. And now just from that plunge, he's 2 shots away from an extra ball. Has to get in the A and then get in that stand up. So the expected value from that to me is just so big, to get it. And I didn't really see anyone else doing that. I thought it was crazy. So I wanted, and I think Arvid ends up winning the game. But anyway, I thought that was impressive enough to show. Anything else we want to say about that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Kale, how are you plunging? Are you a finesse? Are you a full send, or you go by feel?
I go by feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, with everything. Not just plunging.
Life, you mean,
But,
not just pinball, even.
Yeah, but our the copy at the bat, it's a little bit different because we have the Pascal board in there, so it adds a skill
yeah,
shot.
you got to make sure you know what code you're running.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it plays a little different. I don't know how to explain how it plays different, but just from watching it, I could see how different it plays. We go to Paragon here, and I just want to show Arvid's Big Ball 1. So here is, you have to get the drops just like in Future Spa, but it makes you work for it. So the first 2 drops don't get you a bonus X. Then you get 2X. Then you get 3X. And then you have to get into the Sorcerer for your 5X. And this is another game like tap passing really helps, right? Anything you'd add to that, Ray?
Yeah, because alley passing doesn't work because there's no alley to pass to, and post passing doesn't work because you'll have trouble catching it on the other side. So yeah, tap passing kind of the only one left.
Yeah, and Arvid's a rolling tap passer too, which is always impressive. Like on the fly tap passes. He also does some sexy backhands here. Shout out to Colin. There's the rolling tap pass.
Ooh, upper flipper gang.
I know, yeah. You're a lower flipper guy, right?
Yeah, but I could be persuaded.
Subtle drop catch there on the lower flipper.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of the players were just steering the ball with that upper flipper.
Whoa, I don't know what that sorcery was, but
that was like
sick.
a weird drop catch, right? He's been doing that on the lower flipper, which is so dangerous because if you're not, it's just, you could scissor really easily there. All right, just a little bit more on this ball to show what this guy can do. This is when he gets silly. And he doesn't miss, too. It's just all ball
He
one.
doesn't have much bonus yet, though. He needs to work on that. We'll see how he addresses that situation.
Yeah, do you switch to the spinner to get your super bonus?
Yeah, probably, because you get bonus. I think. Do you get
And that's
bonus
what he looks
for
like he's
going
doing,
down the
right?
waterfall as well?
Yeah, the spinner, a good spinner rip will probably give you the most bonus of anything out there. That inlane
He's
gave
really
him
going
bonus.
after it. Oh, that time he changed. Interesting on this Paragon. Looks like you can hold up the left flipper and it will come to a stop. So he's taking advantage
You're
of
right.
that.
And he did a little sexy backhand earlier to get the drop.
It's almost
too.
as if they have this Paragon set up maybe too steep, where if it was less steep, it would actually play harder, because if you tried to hold up the left flipper, it would roll off and you'd have to make a decision. But here it's kind of like a magnet.
Absolutely. He also did that great nudging, by the way, at the top. And he also did that lower right flipper drop catch thing again. There it is again.
What the?
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
It's
nuts.
crazy to watch. I can't do that. He's doing that repeatedly. He did that like 5 times on this one ball.
I mean, if you're wondering how these kids are consistent on what seem like luck boxes at times, this is it. They make every moment of the ball touching a flipper, they take advantage of. It's in the maximum way. It's crazy.
100%. That's a nuts ball. And he gets a huge bonus afterwards. So that's that. That's your Paragon. Should we go to the next one? Your second tiebreaker, RayDay. Are you ready for it?
Woo!
All right. So to show this, this is set up the same way it is at the bat, right? With like a modified version that makes you work hard for it. Is that right, Kel?
I actually got the code from them as soon as we put this in the arcade.
I've played the electric bat Sorcerer. Plays good.
Ray, anything you want to talk about this tiebreaker and your second one and how you were feeling about that?
Yeah, I mean, I got to pick any game, which was rare because I was the 19th seed, so I took advantage of it, and I picked what I thought was a, controllable game where if you make your ramp shot, you're guaranteed a multi-ball. Unfortunately, I kind of do what you don't want to do, which is light your spinner and then kind of double drain before you get much out of it. But yeah, basically you start multi-ball and then you just hit Sorcerer targets to try to light your spinner, and then you can get greedy and go back up to boost your playfield multiplier. But obviously I didn't even be able to consider that, and then this is gone. Oh, it comes back. Let's see.
That's a great save, though.
So
is there a center
what's
post normally? Yeah.
Yeah. Did they remove the post?
They did. Yep.
Yeah.
This Sorcerer is actually set up way like most Sorcerer, or maybe the one I played was hard, but this one, the letters carry between balls, which I hadn't seen before, which really changes your strategy, or at least it lets me kind of formulate a new strategy where if you just focus on targets, so like on my next ball, because they carry over, I don't need to get a multi-ball. I can just shoot targets, and if I drain, it's fine, because on ball 3, I'll just have one left to get multi-ball. And you'll actually see what I do is I wait. I purposely avoid the right orbit until I've hit those 2 center targets, because the see the E and the R in the middle there. Yeah, so you have to get all letters in Sorcerer to light your spinners, but if you save, so now all I need is that R. So I purposely saved that for last, because that will light the spinner, and immediately all those spins are now scoring for me. So I waste no value. You lose the chance of lighting your spinner and immediately draining. You at least get that one, value shot. Unfortunately, I don't get a whole lot more, but that's on me. But I did what I wanted to do. I lit my spinner, shot a couple spins.
Yeah, and it's a lot of older games are like 1,000 a spinner when lit, but this is 2,500 per spin, so it's quite juicy.
And it spins forever too.
All right, so that's that. You won the game. Did you feel invincible at that point? like you were destined to win.
Well, I was surprised because that it was a pretty low score. It was like 500,000. But it ended up holding due to what I thought was an interesting choice on the last ball where Gene had multi-ball lit and one target to light a spinner, and he went for the spinner target and unfortunately paid the price. But it's an interesting math equation because if you're, let's say you're 100% accuracy on that last target and it has about, let's say a 20% chance to drain versus a 50% accuracy or 40% accuracy on the left ramp with a 40% chance of draining, it's kind of, it's like, where's the equilibrium point? I mean, I would have went for the ramp because just the temptation of multi-ball is too strong. But he was thinking, okay, all I do is hit this target and then 1-2 shots and I win. But pinball is a cruel mistress, and yeah.
It's so true. I have the clip here just to show that too. This is him trapped on the right flipper, and he has two choices. Choice one is hit the ramp and start multi-ball. Choice two is hit a single target to get his sorcerer going, or not a single target, not even. He went for the target because he still needed the spinner actually.
Right, but that would have at least, if he hit the spinner, it would have lit itself and done what I did on ball one. So
right, which is light it
Right.
and then collect the value as it's
And
spinning.
honestly, he probably thought that the target was actually safer than the ramp because the target, you're backhanding, you have less speed, you have more recovery options, but it just didn't work out in that case. But I think it was a valid play. I mean, especially if the left ramp is, it's a way harder shot than the target. So I just thought that was interesting when you're faced with those choices of what to hit.
Yeah, I totally agree. I can't necessarily judge it because, frankly, first of all, he hit the target. He nailed
Yeah.
it. He nailed exactly what he was going for. And if he was able to hold on to that ball, then you're right. He could have just ripped a spinner, maybe another one, and maybe he might have won.
Right. Whereas multi-ball, you start multi-ball, you might drain out multi-ball without ever even hitting the target that you were going for, and then you're back.
Yep.
You're right back where you were in the first place. So, yeah, I thought that I was very relieved because I was kind of already, I assumed I was probably getting eliminated there with the way I didn't quite press my advantage that game, but I did just enough, and that's often a lot of times all you need in pinball is just enough, consistent, put up something, leave yourself an out. I always say, always give yourself an out, and hope you find the way through the door there.
Well said. And that takes us to the semifinals here. And you played different games. You played Joker Poker and Lucky Hand and Stars, but I thought I'd focus on this Lucky Hand first. This is I would say this is another Tim Hansen game because of the plunge is so important here.
Oh my God, I would have literally quadrupled my score if I had Tim plunges this game, and you'll see why and how that is possible.
Do you want to help with the rules here of like why the top lanes are so important and the whole thing about you don't want all of them, you just want 3 out of 4?
Well, this is actually a different version of the game, and you do want all 4 as much as possible because
Ooh,
it
lights the WoW?
actually it lights. So it does 2 things. When you get all 4, it lights them for WoWs, which is 50K. But I'm told it also advances your poker hand 1 level. So when you get your poker hand to Royal Flush, now all the drop targets are WoWs. So getting all 4 lanes lights WoWs up top and gets you 1/4 of the way to lighting all drops as WoWs. So you really, really want to get all 4 lanes. And that's why if you look at qualifying scores, I bet people had 300,000-400,000, just because you get every target with 50K. It's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting point. Like my understanding of the top lanes, if you get them all, if you get every time you get one of them, it raises the value of all the drops by 1,000 points. So the drops start at 1,000, but if you get one top lane, it makes them 2,000. Another top lane, 3,000. Another top lane, 4,000. But when you get the final 4th lane, it does exactly what you said, which is advances you to the next level, and the next level, and you could get more value by getting to that final level, like you're saying, the wizard mode of the game. But on the other hand, it does reset the value of those drop targets back down to 1,000 points on your way to that final level.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Which is a big deal in the other version of this game, Jack's Open. That's a big deal because there's no 50Ks. So the difference between 1 and 4,000 is much bigger when there's no 50,000 inflation going on. It's almost like so in this game the difference doesn't matter. Assuming you get to WoWs.
Yeah, and maybe just to explain that, and you said it exactly as I know it, which is that this game has multiple different versions. There's Lucky Hand, there's Jacks Open, and there's also Lucky Card, by the way. But and all three have subtle differences.
I think
But the
there's also
biggest
Jack 2 open, or is that maybe that's the electronic
different,
version?
I thought that's a different game.
Might be, yeah.
Um, but in Jack's Open, instead of a WoW, it's a special, and the special doesn't matter. But in this game, Lucky Hand, the WoW is worth 50K, and you will be showing that at the end because you get a WoW. And there's actually two ways to get WoW. One way is along these levels. You get that level, you get that level, you get that level, you get that level, which you will do, and then that lights all your red drops for 50,000 a piece. Is that right? I
Yep.
believe. The other way is if you get all four top lanes, it lights one single WoW on a random in lane,
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
if you go through that, that's also 50,000. But it's quite mean. If you happen to go through an unlit, a non-WoW lane, it actually erases the WoW, and then you have
Oh,
to re-get it through top four lanes again
so
if
you
you want that
almost
top
you
four lane.
almost want to only complete the 4 lanes like on ball 5. Like you don't really want to plunge
Exactly.
into those. It's a little scary.
I think that's right. I think that's
Well,
right.
I mean,
So,
I guess it's not the worst case. Yeah, I guess you still want them either way.
all right. So I think we've gone through the rules enough, and you didn't get that plunge like you were saying. You could have maximized the value. No shade meant.
Yeah, and honestly, I forgot to even like pay attention to what my first set of cards was until about maybe this point where I'm like, oh, I need jacks. I was just focused on keeping it alive. All right, so I get a plunge there.
So now they're worth
And now I
2,000
know
each drop.
I'm going after those jacks. There we go.
And by the way, here, if you get two drops at once, it only gives you a score for one of them. It's not like Joker Poker, for example. Back then,
Hmm.
you don't want to hit two drops at once unless you're trying to get rid of them. My next question for you, Ray, is: are you purposely, like right now, you're on the queens level? Are you purposely going for the queens, or are you going for all drops? Now
I was
you're on
going for the queens. Yeah, I'm trying to get to those wows.
right? Because if you're in like Jack's Open, then you don't want to. You want to get the other drops. Would you agree with that? Because they're kind of like an exhaustible resource.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's no disadvantage really. Like, there's no rush to get to the top. So yeah, you might as just take whatever. Um, Although, I don't know, it's kind of nice to get the sets in Jack's Open because then it replenishes and now you have more targets to hit. So
Yep.
you still kind of want to go for them.
All right, so now you're at the final level: Ace, King, Queen, Jack, 10. All those red drops, and as soon as you get that, that's when you're in the WoW place. And if you notice, also you have 3 out of 4 lanes, and so each drop is worth 4,000.
Oh, house ball 4 is so brutal.
I could see your
Oh.
frustration.
Now, see, that missed plunge right there. So that would have finished my royal flush, right?
You're
So each of
100%
those
right.
shots would have been 50K. So there's another 50K I missed out, and another 50K I missed out on. Luckily, I do complete them, and then
Yeah, and
I
I just want.
proceed to somehow miss the targets.
So here at this phase right now, this is like the wizard mode for the game again, it doesn't work in Jack's Open, which only is like special, and that's not worth it. But in this one, in Lucky Hand, each of these drops is 50,000 right now on the Ace, King, Queen, Jack, 10, and 50,000 is a lot of points in this game. It'll help you roll it in just a moment. So I thought I would show that.
That's miss number 2. There we go. All right, finally passed Escher. Oh, so I only got one. I got one whole wow.
Correct. But
Very
you were,
disappointing.
I believe you were the only one to do it.
That is what's crazy, is that one wow was enough. Because without it, I didn't pass Escher, and with it, I won the game.
Yeah, and maybe I'll show also. Okay, let's do that. 1 second. All right, I've got. How are we doing, guys? What do you feel like the progress of this episode is so far? Too slow?
We're moving. I don't
We're
know how
moving?
many clips you have there in Maine, but we're about halfway.
I told you I'm crazy. All right, I want to show this one because this is where Arvid does get that top lane. So just to show you what that's like, and if you notice,
Woo!
see that wow lit now on the rightmost top lane? And so here, and I also wanted to show, like, you could see it, I'm going back, it advances him from jacks to queens, to your earlier point, Ray.
Uh-huh.
So as soon as he gets that, he moves from jacks to queens.
Nice.
So you're right, on that point. But this
Yeah, it
is
looks
his
like
final ball.
what you were saying is true. Only one of the wows is lit.
Right, and if he went through another top, and you're not going to get that except on a plunge. It's like hard to go up there, So he just doesn't collect it.
He didn't even try to save that last one. That was kind of weird. Maybe it was just.
Yeah. I'm sure I have a few of his famous shimmies to show on these clips, I promise. All right, we're still in the semifinals, and your final game here is Stars. And I thought I would show this because Arvid absolutely destroys this Stars game. All right, we're on our way. Chat, how are you doing? Kale,
Shout out to Dirty Pool. Jeff in the chat, wondering when he's going to see some Whitewater action.
It's coming. It's coming. If you have the patience, I'm going to be here showing it. All right, so Stars. This is the ball where Arvid shows off so many things, but one of them is getting all the stars. So I thought I would show what that means. I think a lot of people probably know it already, but I'll just quickly draw it on the screen here. Hold on. All right, so there are 5 stand-ups you want to hit. Here's one. There's one. There's one. There's one, and there's one. The game spots you one at random each time, and every star you hit of the 5 adds 200 to this right spinner, up to 1,000 per spin. But more importantly, when you get all 5 of them, it lights a special that moves between the stars, and that special is worth 100K. And so that's a huge scoring opportunity. Anything else you'd add to that, Ray?
Yeah, I mean that's the way to blow it up. Is you gotta light that special. But it's just hard because there's 5 different stars. Each one can drain you, and you're not getting much on the way there.
All right, he's at 4 right now, and you could see he needs the hardest one. Look at that center post using the Kirk post. He's happy with that rip.
I would argue the white star is the hardest one, but maybe you're right. This one
off
is
the pop though.
Yeah, with a good pop, I guess you're right. That one you have to hit, and it's a hard shot. Here it. Oh.
Yeah, he needs a few tries at it before nailing it. Great tap passes. Takes a spinner to give him some buffer on the point so he could try again. I like sometimes he does alley passes, bailouts. Sometimes he does tap passes to get it to the other flipper. Just very versatile.
Yeah, I mean, I did the complete opposite strategy on my game. I went the most conservative, just put up steady points every ball and try to beat one of the 2 people. And luckily it worked out. But yeah, this is like an all or nothing sort of strat. Although you can sprinkle in those lit spinners, which he's doing very well. So it's not totally all or nothing.
No, but I know exactly what you mean there. Like, he's really going for max there. And you made a strategically good decision because you end up getting second on this and advancing. Boom.
Nice.
There it is. All right, so I just want to show it. Sorry, you were going to say?
Where's the star? I know the special.
All right, so let's draw it. So it's right now over here. So every star has a circle insert next to it. And as he hits switches, it's going to move. So I want you to pay attention to where, which one of them is lit. And right now it is this one right there. So, and it's moving. Now it's on the low.
INDISC whoppers have been posted.
Ooh.
That's exciting.
Boom. There's the 100. And he's going to get another
nice
one. Rolling tap pass.
Oh, now it's over there.
Yeah,
bail
exactly.
on the tap. Oh
my God.
So cool. Big clap.
Yeah, exactly. That is a mega quick. I'll just try to move the aimless pinball name over there, but 357K right now.
Dante loved it.
Dante loved it. Dante in full gum chewing mode. How many packs did he go through that tournament?
Yeah, he knows the secret. What's the nerve he's stimulating?
Vargas. No, that's the Vegas, but no, it's not. Now I have to think about it. No. I'm sorry. but he's stimulating something, Cal.
He's got it definitely stimulated.
Yeah, 15% increased blood flow to the brain. Maybe it's doing something. Who knows? Are you a gum chewer, Ray? I know you're not actually most of the time, but
No, I mean, I'll have them on airplanes or whatever every once in a while, but
yeah.
no, because then you got to find a place to spit them out, and and then you find gum wrappers in your pockets, and yeah, it's the whole thing.
It's a whole thing. All right, so now you and Arvid end up advancing, and then what's really worth showing is on the other group, we catch the end of their group, and Eric
Oh my
Stone,
God, I could not believe this is insane. Look at the current scores, and throw them out the window because this is Eric Stone, and he bends the will of the game to fit his narrative. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's like a real vibes player, sometimes like Arvid's doing like the shimmy and the rolling tap passes and all these like very advanced moves that didn't exist years ago, but Eric is just playing with like just like feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, even that save right off the bat was pretty good. He's just reading everything very well, knowing what's going to pass, what needs to be saved, what doesn't. A little ski pass there. Oh, because he knew he had an extra ball lit, so he's going after that. He lit his extra ball super fast.
Boom, there it is.
Oh, he did count. Okay.
Yep, and you could tell at the bottom that insert was lit now because he hit that stand up over here for his extra ball for those watching.
Now, I will say the extra ball kind of gives you a little power up, right? Now you're feeling like invincible. You're like, oh, like that confidence, just having that little light below your flippers makes you play this ball way better. Even though next ball could be bad, it really helps this ball the most, I would say, just from a confidence standpoint.
Oh, yeah, totally. And now he's just going to wail on things. And he started in 4th right now in terms of the points. Ball 5. I was going to watch the whole thing if it's okay with you guys, because it's just masterful. He's one of my favorite players to watch, too.
This is really, really good. And it's funny, when you're watching it in real time, and as I know from playing in real time, it seems way slower than we're watching it back. Like this looks like it's just flight. Like that ball in my mind lasted way longer than what we just saw. Just I don't know how that works, but when you're playing it and when you're in the moment and you're there live watching it, things slow way down.
Yeah, and as chat said, like Eric's been on fire during the classics, and he was only stopped by your. Am I going to keep on saying it wrong? Suspense game, and even then he had a really good game on it, by the way.
Yeah. Oh wow! Look at that. That was crazy. The 10 of almost death. Interesting. He went for the 10. I guess just to get it out of the way, right?
But it's not worth much. No, I agree. At most, it's worth 5K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that mini flipper action. That was sweet.
Yeah. And so at the beginning of every 5th ball here, you want to hit all the aces down to get your 5x bonus lit, which he has not done yet.
Oh, I see what he's up to.
Focused on the extra ball because he has A and C lanes right now. So this guy is willing to nonstop alley pass to get that B.
Is it even possible?
I mean, look how many times he's going to try it. And then he gets it.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Wow.
Boom, gets the extra ball right there. That stand up.
All right. He's back in business now. So now he can go for his 5x bonus.
Yeah, now he's focusing on the rest.
I was going to say, do you invest with that flip? Instead of going back up top, do you use that flip to just get some queens or something down? He looked like he went for it. I'm not sure.
He feels very comfortable in the aces. Like, I mean, aces are normally hard for most people, and queens are like the gimme shot, because it's hard to miss them. But he's an ace guy. I think, I mean, I might be I'm more of a queen guy because, and I think I've seen Escher say that too, but because aces are hard. Now, once you get a bank down, then subsequent shots on that bank are 5K per drop. So let's say you get the queens down, every queen after that is 5K if you're not on the queen's ball. If you are on the queen's ball, it's already 5K. But it also works for other things, kings, jacks, etc. But it's just that the queens are like a gimme. And there he
Look at
goes.
that. He got the aces.
And if you look at a score now he's at 332,000. What a ball. Having a good time. Talking to people. You can see he's feeling it.
Taking a little intermission here.
Oh, he's a fun guy.
Bob Matthews watching.
Yeah, he's just destroying this Joker poker.
And he was the 2 in this group. I guess it was 2-2s. 5-5-2-2. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, he needs to win this game. That we should have said that. Like, he's not advancing if he doesn't win this game. And even if he does, he might be in a tiebreaker. And turns out he will be in a tiebreaker against Noah. Before we get to the finals.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's see him finish it out. Now, I don't know. Should we watch the rest? Or what do you want to do? Do you want to keep going?
We probably need to get it moving, don't you think?
I think so too. Thank you, Kale. You got to rein me in,
Yeah.
You're my rein-in guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you get the idea. He ends up winning the game. He just plays out of his mind. He's still going to play. He still has an extra ball. I think he ends over 600K and goes on to win it and gets to a tiebreaker with Noah, Escher's protege, as it were. And so what I thought I would do, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but this is an interesting TD moment, all right? So if you notice, he's on ball 5 right now.
Woo!
And he's going to tilt. Watch us tilt.
Whoa.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Not yet. There it is. Now you agree he tilts, right?
Yep.
Now, if you notice, it goes to ball number 4, right over here, from ball 5 to ball 4. So the game just gave him the penalty of the ball. But
I'm
the
surprised
sign,
it didn't end his game.
yeah, the sign over here says tilt ends ball in play plus a penalty ball. So from Eric's perspective, he should be at ball 3 right now, not ball 2. Or at least the number, instead of saying 4, should say 3. And so Eric notices this because, Eric likes to get as close to that tape as possible, and watch the players.
And you should really watch your opponents, especially on EMs with reels, because reels have been known to go haywire. It's not to report to somebody like, hey, you should have gotten points, but it rolled over and didn't roll over your 10,000, or the opposite. It rolled over twice when it should have rolled over once.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Ray and also Kale, how would you rule this, by the way? Like, if you notice this, then as a TD, is this a situation where you're like, you have to penalize him the ball, or is this a beneficial malfunction?
Whatever I decide, it would be precedent for Eric. So if I decided, you know what, we're not going to enforce, it's not going to be a penalty, and if it happens to Eric, then he would also not get a penalty. But then as I'm saying that, I would think to myself, that could be a mess if it gives Eric the penalty. Then I have to give him a comp ball. That sounds like a whole thing. So let's subtract a ball from him. That's easier than potentially adding a ball to Eric. So I'm guessing that's what happened.
Before I answer, Kale, what do you say about it? I know you TD things.
Yeah, I would grab Rachel.
Great answer. Now, what's also especially interesting about this is what Eric does. He doesn't go to the TD first. He goes to talk to Noah first while he's playing, and so let's watch that. So look, Eric's noticing. Look at his noticing that he's doing. He's doing his pacing. He's thinking about getting a TD. You'll see. All right, Noah's going to drain this ball, and then Eric breaks the tape and slows him down. And some in the chat were arguing that he threw off his vibes, that he was like, took him out of the moment, let's say, iced him out a little bit.
Look at Eric. He's noticing a high pressure system.
Yeah, I don't. If I was Eric, I'd probably run to the TD immediately and then tell him what happened so that it's on the record, so that if Noah just continues playing and his game ends, then the TD, at least got told earlier, but the TD would have to stop. No, I mean, either way, someone's going to have to stop Noah and tell him something's up. So whether it's the player or the TD, I mean, this is just kind of rough all around. I don't.
Yeah. Well, I thought I would just bring it up. Chat, always curious what you think about it. And with that, we're ready to go to the finals of these classics. Are you ready for it, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rachel in chat agrees. Go to the TD first, and then the TD would be the one to tell him to stop, because that way, let's say Eric thinks he reported something, but the TD doesn't agree, or maybe the TD has already made up a ruling in his head and is gonna let it resolve no matter what. Then he can choose not to interrupt Noah at all. Whereas now Eric has chosen to interrupt Noah either way, regardless of what the ruling is. Noah has been interrupted, whereas potentially if he tells the TD first, if the TD were to rule that it's a play on, then Noah would get to play uninterrupted. So that puts the onus on the TD, doesn't guarantee a disruption of Noah. So yeah, always talk to your TD.
Well said there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to move on to finals if you guys are. We're going to play 3 games here: Grand Lizard, Future Spa, and of course Suspense to tap it all off. And Grand Lizard first, just a little bit of the rules here. So you just make that shot and that locks the ball. You could make it 2 times, but you don't have to. If you make it just 1 time, then this shot lights for release right here on the upper playfield, and then you're in a 2-ball multi-ball. But if you do decide to make that 2 times, and then you could release it here and you have a 3-ball multi-ball, or you can shoot here and that also causes the 3-ball multi-ball to start. And this is one where number of balls means number of playfield multipliers that's going on. So for example, at 2 balls you'll have 2x, and 3 balls you'll have 3x. Ray, anything you would add to that?
Yes, that's. Well, I'll add the to light the spinner you spell lizard, and that's where your actual points come from. But that's step 3. Step 1 is lock a ball. Step 2 is start multi-ball, and then step 3 is light your spinner, and then step 4, I guess, is hit your spinner.
Yeah, and most people, almost all people, will go for light the spinner by spelling lizard. That also gets you the pulse magnets on the side here. And Ray, you later used pulse magnets effectively in Star Wars Fall of the Empire. How about that?
Yeah.
It's all coming together. Did you think that as you were playing?
I did not, but that's a good way of thinking of it. Yeah, you just fling it, pulse it right into safety.
Yeah, and every time you get Liz, it gives you these up to 3 pulses on the left out lane. And every time you get Ard, it gives you up to 3 pulses on the right out lane, for example. So those are those inserts there. And then spelling both Liz and Ard is lighting the spinner. I will say that there is an alternate strat, which is the Johanna strat. Johannes, he gets into multi-ball, and all he does is shoot this shot. He doesn't care about the spinner as much. He just shoots it repeatedly. Every time you make that shot, it's worth 30K. So he gets into 3-ball, and he gets 90K from hitting that. And, if he traps, from his perspective, if he traps...
this one especially, it feeds your left flipper super nicely. So if you get 2 on the right, you could totally do that. But I don't think
That's
you could
exactly
do it on
right.
this one because of that fat rubber. On a normal Grand Lizard, you could. But on this one, you're going to miss that lock shot. It's kind of inevitable.
Right. And how do you like this? You were gifted a lock already because there is lock stealing here. So you have 1 lock, and all you have to do is hit the shot when you step up, and you get into multi-ball.
What's your opinion on lock stealing?
I'm
Kale
pro. Kale, you go.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally pro. That's part of the game. And I really love, I can't remember which INDISC it was. It was a long time ago when Roller Games was in it, and they didn't have that updated ROM in it yet. And so, none of the players were going for multi-ball. I think it's part of the game.
What about you, Ray?
Yeah, I think as long as you don't have to do ridiculous amount of things to qualify multi-ball, like the pre-fixed radical, the old radical ROM before someone fixed it. That one, wow, I just used a metal center post there like it was nothing.
No rubber on that center post.
The radical ROM is was before the ROM was really bad because you had to spell radical to light a lock, and that it's like the whole point of the game. It'd be like someone stealing your multi-ball on Adam's Family. Um, you know, I don't mind if you just have to physically relock balls, whatnot. That's fine.
And I was just pointing out you were in 3x for a little bit while you had 3 balls, and now you're at 2x, and then you use that force
Great
magnet.
save.
You had ripped your spinners to light that magnet on the outlanes. If this were Star Wars.
Yep.
And then you keep going at it. So we're not going to watch. We won't watch the rest of that. But I will point to your next ball though too. So that was ball 1 for you, right? And you did great on that ball. But I also wanted to point out that when you step up again on ball 3. Oh, sorry. This one. Yeah, sorry. This one actually is Arvid. And the reason I wanted to show it is he gets into multi-ball and he does stage flipping and timing. So not just stage flipping, where you hold up the ball on the lower flipper, but you could still use the upper flippers. But while he's in multi-ball, if you notice there's a strobing light at the top there, and you could get more value if you lock it in, when it's at the rightmost light, which is 100K. And so I just want to show like the level of skill we're talking about here.
Yeah, this blew my mind. I didn't even think about this as a possibility.
All right, so let's see when we get to it. He valets that ball out of the way, so he can trap it. And here we go. Let's see. So he didn't light a spinner yet, I should say.
Oh, right.
Maybe I'll skip ahead to when he lights the spinner in the interest of your time, guys, because he does light the spinner. All right, so now the spinner's lit, fine, and we could see the spinner's lit up the middle. He's in multi-ball again. No, he lost that one. He's still going to get back into multi-ball, but then we're going to see what I'm talking about after that. Boom, 1 shot, all it takes. All right, Here we go. Now look at the timing here.
Boom,
locks it in.
100K.
And now stage flipping at the top. Timing and stage flipping at the same time.
Now, does he actually collect it? It doesn't look like he does. But no, I think he did.
I think he did. I don't know. I wanted him to, so I didn't want to look too hard.
Yeah, so on my ball 3, I get gifted 2 locks, which is fantastic. But then what's interesting is after I play my multi-ball, I purposely don't go for any more locks because I know Eric is behind me, and I don't want to give him a lock when he's so far behind.
Yep, and this is you walking up to 2 locks already. 1 shot gives you a 3-ball multi-ball. You had 2 balls like that, so you have to be pro lock stealing, at least in this game.
Yes.
That you played, I mean.
Yeah, so anyway, I light my spinner eventually after missing the Z like a million times.
Yeah.
And then basically I just shoot spinner the rest of the ball. I don't even go back to the... What's weird is it lit the spinner. It looked like it didn't even hit the Z and it lit it. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I eventually hit it. So anyway, yeah, that's Grand Lizard. I again didn't put up a huge score, but I did just enough to get the job done. So
yeah, you sure did. And so we'll move on from this game. Nicely done here, Ray. And this is the finals. It's looking good. And we go on to our next game, which is Future Spa. So let's show it. And so here's what I want to show, just a little bit of this, this Eric Stone ball 1, that he puts up a ball that over the course of the other player's 3 balls, nobody could catch him just from this first ball.
Right.
And if you notice, he's not a tap passer. Tries the sexy backhand.
He just tries every other thing except the tap pass. And
I know, it's amazing how, like, he doesn't do those things, like the rolling tap passes or all that nonsense, but he just plays really well. It's just that simple. He just makes his shots. Things work out.
His saves are really good too.
Yeah, he has great saves. He has such a great feel for where the ball's in danger and when it's not. So we'll just watch his monster ball here, and then we'll move on to the final game.
Yeah, we don't need to see me plunging the right out lane.
No. So there's 25K extra ball. Now special is lit for 50K. And you could see that light on at the stand up. Yeah, he just fights to get it on the right flipper, through just nudging. And great save. Boom, there's 50K right there. And then he goes on. There it is, another 20K for the rolling backhand. Gotta love it.
Yeah, that was great.
He just has his
And
way
does
to
he
do
just
things.
keep going after the target? It looks like it.
Yeah. And so that's it for that game. He takes it on that game, gets over 200K on that ball one. Nobody could catch him. And then are we ready to go and talk about the final game here?
Woo!
All right, I'm going to show two clips for the final game. The first is Eric. He had player one. Now, Eric, as I remember, he deferred games 1 and 2, but he went out of his way to pick Suspense, Williams' 1969 game.
I couldn't believe it.
He's kind of like the definition in a good way of chaotic evil, I would say. Just trying to like make it a crazy fun end of the tournament. What did you feel about it?
I think it was when he picked it. It was like, all right, I got to win game 1 and 2 because can't count on game 3.
Oh yeah, it's well said. So yeah, you were pumped about trying to do as good as you can initially. So here's him stepping up to it, and we'll talk about all the craziness. But the first thing is, look, he finds a free coin.
Wow.
Perhaps from 1969.
That could be silver.
And maybe I could talk a little bit of the rules as we go here. So the first thing is the bonus carries over not just ball to ball, but game to game. So if you notice, he's starting ball 1 because somebody on the last game ended their game with 600 in bonus already.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
Which is crazy. So it's a very ridiculous game because the bonus carries over not just on one player's game from ball to ball, but from game to game. So he's starting already with 600 in bonus. But bonus is not awarded at the end of your ball, unlike modern games. If you drain, you'll get no bonus. The only way to get bonus is to spin the wheel and have the wheel randomly light on a few particular inserts. And I just want to show that for a moment here. Here's you later winning it. But here's your suspense game from 1969. And I just wanted to show the wheel a little bit closer to show what the awards are of that. So the pink one is what you really want. If you get in the wheel and the wheel spins, if you get to spin the wheel, then pink one is double bonus. These two yellows are single bonus. And then you can also get 300 points for the orange. So you really want to avoid the 50 if you can, because that's just, not you, well, you can't avoid it. It's random, obviously. but if you can control with your mind.
300.
Correct. You're happy 300. You're really happy with double bonus. And while I'm here on the outlanes, let's talk about this one's worth 10 points. This one's worth 300 points, so it's very ridiculous, the difference between the two. And then the far out lanes alternate to give you a free spin as you drain. So like switches will move the spins from left and right on there. The other thing you can do is to, and let me minimize this, the other thing you can do is at any point, without it being lit, you just get into the saucer on the side, either one, and that will also spin it. So you could spin it from the saucer at any point and the lit out lane. So right now it's lit on the left out lane, for example. Anything you would add to that, Ray?
The pop bumpers can be big. They kind of light themselves with the targets around them. So if you want to kind of nudge it and try to just grind out whatever points you can because they're very lively. Gene, the fellow I played in the tiebreaker, Gene Lewin, brought this game and he has it super nice set up. It's like feels like it's brand new. And so he was really happy to see someone pick it in finals. But yeah, the pop bumper is very, very active on this copy.
Yeah, and there's also extra balls. If you like the A, which he just did all the way the far target, he just did right there. And there's a B on the other side, and then it lights the saucers for an extra ball. And I assume
see,
you
I
can
had
play
no
extra
idea.
balls.
That would have been good. I mean, I don't know if I would have done anything with that information, but that is good information.
I am here to explain suspense. right. What else am I here for? The other weird thing about this game, as he's playing it, is, and he's playing great, by the way. There's the B right now. So now the saucers should be lit for extra ball. I don't think the light is working, but those are the
maybe
rules.
that's why, or maybe they're disabled. I wouldn't be surprised if they disabled them.
And I was curious, how that. I know that's the rule. I don't know. He just, he got double bonus. He's super jazzed about it. By the way, there. And you can see on the bottom that ball, the roulette ball, is on the pink, implying the double bonus that he got there. And then your bonus goes back down to 100. And so anyway, he plays the rest of this game. You could advance your bonus, by the way, with the center target at the midpoint, right above the green pop bumper, and also at the bottom, like mid of the center of the game here, if I said that correctly. So those are some places where you could advance your bonus if you hit those stand-ups, essentially. Anything else you would add before I show your game, Ray?
Just it's very chaotic down where the flippers are.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I should probably mention that there are 4 flippers here that are like different shapes or whatever, but the right flipper activates these 3 flippers at once. The right flipper button, I'm sorry, activates this white one, and this red one, and this red one. The left flipper button activates this left one and these 2 as well. So that's the way it's supposed to be.
No,
Oh, interesting. They changed it.
Really?
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. Left flipper does the left angled ones on this one.
Got it. If you check out like a YouTube video of this, you'll see, and I did, you'll see that like it's been set up elsewhere to do that weird thing that I said, where it's 3 flippers on the left and 3 flippers on the right. And I guess here it's just different. Did that mess with your head, the reverse flippers, by the way? Or reverse isn't the right word, just weird. I don't know what the right word is.
It was just weird to see the ball sort of fastly go up and down and like it was fast. It was hard to react to. Yeah, and it was weird. What was weird was adjusting, playing with a normal length flipper and a short flipper, because the short flipper you just have to whale, but the normal one you could do drop catches, live catches, traps like he's doing. But then you'd forget that existed because you'd be back in short flipper mode. So your brain like couldn't. It was hard. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, let's go to. He ends up at a great score, but let's go to the final game, yours. And this is another one. It's sort of like walking up to 2 balls locked for you on Grand Lizard. You walk up, and you notice it right away. Your bonus is already maxed out at 1,000.
Woo!
Because Timber has been helping you this whole finals. He locks the balls for you on Grand Lizard multiple times.
Yeah, Timber somehow never spun the bonus. He spun it like 5 times and got 50 every single time.
So if you were to get double bonus, you would get 2,000 points just from a random spin.
Yep.
300
okay.
Respectable.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm vaguely sending the ball towards the holes, but it's very hard to tell.
Had you played this one? Yeah, there you go.
I don't even know where the ball is on that one.
Yeah, 10 points on the drain there. 300 for the skill shot, by the way, so that does add up. Switched it, though.
Ooh! I got the
one
bounce
back.
Ooh, bumpers are lit.
300 for that drain.
There we go. So most of my points have come from lane, like 300 lane love. Some good pop action. Advanced my bonus for more.
Exactly. Yeah, those stand-ups are building up. Here we go. This is it, I believe.
Boom!
That's 2K bonus right there. And Eric, as a reminder, is at 5370 on his score. You're getting closer right now. You still have 2 balls left and just a few hundred behind him. A skill shot with some pop bumpers might do it.
Yeah, so you see me take my time on that. I started going Tim Hansen. I'm like, all right, this is important.
You went full Hansen. I love it.
Oh, that nudge. That was such a good nudge. I'm proud of myself.
Oh, you really should be. I mean, so many players, they learn to nudge, if they nudge at all, but they nudge when it's on the bottom to try to save the ball. But I love how much you nudge it at the top. too. Another 300 there. And that was that was classics. You know, Arvid didn't come back on this random game, um, and you crushed it.
On the way
Any
out,
last
I think
words?
I get a cherry on top, right? Yeah.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, let's see it finish out. And this is the last ball here.
Good at hitting nothing there for like a good minute.
You're
Was
keeping it
this the
alive.
first time you played this game, Ray?
Yeah, I had never even heard of it.
Another double bonus. Unbelievable.
Woo.
I think coming through those tiebreakers, you had like a shield of protection around you. You know,
Yeah, Serge, I'm glad you brought up that flipper setup because I went and checked out a couple of videos on YouTube, and it seems like when it's stock, the left flipper button activates the white left flipper and the two red ones at the same time.
thank you for backing me up. That's what I was trying to say before. Sorry.
Interesting.
This is much more interesting the way Glenn set this one up.
Yeah, they must have changed it actually. That's actually the default is what you just described, Kale, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So left flipper does the left white and then the two reds, and the right flipper does the white right and the two reds.
That's exactly
and
right.
in the stock setup, yeah. But I think
mean,
this
there's
is
not much-
better.
Yeah. Wow. Huh.
This is like before Ghostbusters did the reverse flippers and before Houdini did it. You know, this is they went they're not reversed, I know, but it just messes with your head. And then I'll also add, RayDay, that not only did you come into this ball with 1,000 bonus lit, but you left this game, with 100 with the lowest level lit. So Arvid was like already up against it, you know, coming into this, and that's kind of what's hilarious about the arbitrariness of this game. Like he could, you know, we were talking about lock stealing before. Like this is another level, you know, where like he's just much worse off than you coming into it. Sorry, Arvid. Okay, we're not going to watch his game. Look, that wraps up classics. And let me tell you where we're at, gentlemen. As you can see, we did a lot there. We covered a lot of grounds. I think we had a good time. Now, there's an entire main to cover, and I'll bring the same intensity that we went in through this one, and I'm willing to do it, but I respect your times and that you may not have the same amount of insanity that I do, or maybe different levels of insanity. So I leave it to you. Do you guys want to end it here, do a little bit more, try to do the whole thing, do it, come back another time? What do you guys want to do?
Well,
You call it, Ray.
let's take a look at the sheet. Let's see how many clips you got. That's a lot of clips.
You know how I do it.
I think we leave people wanting more. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
okay
let's
with
Give
that.
a solid first bite, and
Mhm.
I'll try to. I think I could probably do this tomorrow night too. I don't think
Ooh.
tomorrow's Thursday, right? Not Friday.
Yeah. Tomorrow is
I think
Thursday.
I think I can join you guys again tomorrow, same time. It's a bat channel, and maybe a little earlier actually. Whenever Surge is free.
I could do it too. Kale, what about you?
Yeah, I'm game.
Interesting.
Cool.
All right. Well, we will leave them wanting more. And what did you guys think about this? Was this like a reasonable way to cover highlights? You know, it's not as tight as it could have been, I know, but I like to show things.
Yeah, and this is good that we'll now the main will get the full attention. We won't feel like we're rushing, and we'll get the same quality. So I think that's the way to go.
Good call.
Awesome, guys. Well, RayDay, thank you so much for joining us. Your insight is incredible and useful and certainly interesting to me, and I bet it is to our viewers too.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for having me, and see you later.
All right. See y'all.
Yeah, good deal. Thank you so much, chat, for joining us and participating. And looks like we're gonna see you tomorrow. Keep up with the Electric Bat socials, and I'll let you know the time. We're gonna go over that on the back end, and we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.
All right. Peace out, everyone.
Bye, guys. All right.